Hey guys, this is Carrie Mosley here. I just wanted to present to you guys the PowerPoint presentation that I put together for Appollonia the Astrology Lady for her company, the Astrology Lady Enterprises. And it's basically just a syllabus and presentation of events, of things that we want to accomplish, and just also to give everybody a good idea of what we're all about and a solid foundation to really helping her establish her business and relaunch it into the future. So this is version one of this presentation of this PowerPoint. As we gain more people that will begin to work for her company and really help her establish her vision and take it into the next level, into the next future, higher heights, then this is pretty much just to give everybody who comes on board a solid foundation and understanding of what we're all about. Okay, so here's the table of contents. And as I was listening to Apollonia's voice notes that she left us, Josie, Erica, and myself through WhatsApp on yesterday or all week long about what her expectations are, what she needs from us, how we can be of service to help her. I just started jotting down a list of notes and basically just came out with this outline to make it try to be as easy as possible and to streamline it based off of everything that she said she wanted. So I outlined them here in the table of contents, as you all can see, which the first line is phase one. And that is basically to get her social media reestablished or established because we're starting from scratch again. And then once we get her social media established, then we can move on to phase two, which is actually having collaborations with the public and making sure that we start doing things like collaborating with other content creators, also hosting events and making sure we have venues and having the incentive programs and different things like that. And finally, once we have those two things established, we can go into the final phase, which is phase three, and that's marketing her to be a consultant for astrological services for big corporations and companies, and to just show them that she would be the best person to do the job when it comes to them forecasting their, financial goals or revenue or just building, a new team of people. So that's how I came up with this. To just try to make it as simple as possible, but still yet effective. All right, so phase one to get her social media established, this will include her cosmic blog talk and stock pages that she was briefly explaining to us about, which she can go into more deeper later on. But the main platforms that we're going to be using are Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and then another one that might pop up in the future because as we know, there's always new and more, inventive platforms, social media platforms that's always popping up out of the woodwork. But for the sake of having her established with the main ones, we're just going to focus on the big four, as I call them, and that's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Twitter is considered kind of an important one, but that one is more so like your quick ideas or thoughts you need to just get out. So, um, I wouldn't consider that as being like extremely important. It's just for whenever you want to pop in or anything. But for the sake of what we discussed on WhatsApp, Josie decided she would do Instagram. Erica decided she would do TikTok. So I just decided that I would take on YouTube, basically doing a lot of shorts, which is basically chopping up a lot of her videos, her longer videos, and then putting them on the shorts because the shorts get a lot of views. They get a lot more views than what actual full videos do until you have your channel built up with that big strong audience. And in the near future, when we get someone else on board who can be who's more prolific with like editing videos and splicing them up and just really making them look like a production, then I can just turn that over to them. But for the sake of having that YouTube vital component taken care of, I'll do my best with that. LinkedIn, that is going to be part of phase two, what we're going to go into next after this. And basically, since LinkedIn, as everyone knows, I'm sure, is a business website where professionals post their resumes, their experience, their credentials, that right there is what I decided to take on because I have a lot of ideas for that to create for Apollonia for like a highlight reel of her past work, her media, marketing reels, different things like that, where when we begin to do these different events for her, then we can basically just take clips of each of her different events and put them together and put them like together in a highlight reel of her best work and put that and post it on LinkedIn. That will attract the people who she needs to attract on that front. And then Twitter, as I stated, that can be something where we can just pop in a few videos here and there, but basically just important little Appy's tips is what I call them. Appy's apples, or just something clever like that to just brand her, to be like, okay, this is something that is only um you know sufficient, or not sufficient, but more so catered to, this is Appollonia the Astrology Lady, Appy's apples, Appy's tips, or just something like that. So once phase one is complete, then we can move on to phase two. And for me, as I was thinking about it, I was having a projected timeline for us to establish this and have it like solid. So I'm thinking that a good timeline and a realistic one would be from 6 months from today, 6 months to a year from today. So that today is November 18th, 2023. So I think if we give ourselves like enough time to not feel rushed or feel like we're burn out quick, we just go at a steady pace. This is a marathon, not a race. So 6 months to a year is usually a good timeline and timetable for a business to have itself established and have it, a solid foundation, so everyone knows exactly what it's about, what the mission is, and then we can just build the house on from there, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what we're looking at with phase one. Phase one, we're just going to be totally working on building up her social media platforms for the next 6 months here, at least, like minimum 6 months. We'll worry about the other stuff and see how we do as it's closer to that, and then we can decide, when we want to move to phase two. Okay, after we have phase one completed with the foundation aspects, here's phase two, which is the collaborations and public interaction, brand awareness. So we can let everyone know, okay, this is the Astrology Ladies brand, which is what I was saying about like the hashtagging, for example, with the Appy's apples, or Appollonia the Astrology Lady, or something like that. That way, whatever we post, we put those main specific hashtags along with other hashtags that are popular at the moment, so that the outside new eyes who see her content will go to her page and be like, who is this? And boom, they'll see, okay, this is Appollonia the Astrology Lady. And then when they see that, they'll be able to just know her hashtags by those certain ones that we create. All right, so the first thing we're going to be looking at is affiliate marketing, which is partnering with certain companies to run ads on channels, on her channel, with related products and content. So as we begin to build her pages up, specifically YouTube, or just all of them for the most part, we can start reaching out to certain other companies that have like related interests as her. and then run their ads on her channel, which will bring in revenue, new eyeballs, for us to be able to like create more content. Number two is to begin collaborations with other content creators. This is something that I would like for her to start doing too. I forgot the name of that podcast that she went on last year in 2022, but it was a guy's podcast that she went on. And basically, um, this is something for her to be able to reach a wider audience. Something that I learned from one of my other friends, she brought out a good point. She said that in order for us to be put on, we have to surround ourselves with the opposite energy. So, for example, look at a little Kim when she was with Junior Mafia and Biggie Smalls back in the day. She was the only female in that whole male group, and therefore she got put on because that opposite energy from her being the feminine or female, the masculine energy protected her and put her on. Just like with Nicki Minaj and Young Money, she was the only female in that whole group, well, besides Chantel, but Nicki Minaj was the most prominent one, female out of there. So what I'm saying is, I think for us to be able to get Apollonia out there more, we're going to have to market and put her more surrounded by men instead of women. Um, I don't know, Josie or Erica, your interactions are how they've been with women whenever you've tried to do different projects or anything. But just based off of me talking to Apollonia and consulting with her in the past about it, I feel as though that she would be better suited being marketed with more men because based off of different lives that she's talked about, issues that she's had, with some other women, and just the basic things, cattiness and stuff like that. So we're going to basically just market her with more men. All right, so number three, the market research thing. This will involve the surveys, the quizzes, the emailing lists, and stuff like that, the job form, market meter, and stuff, so that whenever we send out these email blasts to her subscribers and new subscribers, then we can just, or even if we do like a video survey where we have people comment in the under the video in the comment sections, like what they don't like, what they want to hear, what they don't want to hear. I think that'll be better doing it that way because they'll be able to feel like it's an interactive session. So that's how I think we should approach that. But you guys can tell me your ideas. Number four, the weekly live streams. Okay, those can be held only once or twice a week, because when you do these live streams, it's so many other people doing live streams, and we really have to catch it on the days that there aren't a lot of people doing them. So like for example, we know Sundays a lot of people aren't doing live streams. Mondays they're not doing a lot of live streams. So I would say Monday would be one of the main days that Appy can do some live streams where she talks about hot topics. We can give her a list of hot topics that's going on, and then just tell her to talk about it. We find the hot topics and give them to her, just like Wendy Williams' team did. They gave her the hot topics even though she was a gossip, but they gave her the ball and she ran with it. So I think that's how we can do that. And then lastly, the incentive programs. This is going to be available for her clients that she already spoke about. The people who might feel like they can't afford a session with her, they can build up their points by commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing her videos and content, and get people's attention and more eyeballs to watching, which is what we're going to be doing when we splice up her videos, because everybody's attention span is short on social media. 30 seconds to a minute and a half, they in and they out. So I think when we do that, then that'll get more people to like, subscribe, and share her content. And we just highlight those good points. So that's pretty much phase two of how the brand awareness portion is, where we just make people know this is who she is, this is what she does, And this is how we're going to gain more clients with interesting content. Okay, and here we are with the final phase, phase three, consultations and future development expansion. And in this final phase right here, this is where after we've already set the foundation of letting people know who Apollonia is and also building up her social media platforms, then we can focus on her going out and really being with the public because they'll already know who she is and know what she's all about. So this is what I came up with. I'm gonna start with number two, the event planning stuff. Okay, pitch deck. She talked about her pitch deck and stuff, bookings, places to hold events. The number one place I think we can start doing these little events is at libraries for her, because this would be the most cost effective. It doesn't cost anything. At different libraries you can rent a room, and have like so many people in it, and basically she can just do her little events in there, where she answers questions about people's charts and transits and love life and stuff like that. So I think that would be like a good starting point for her when she begins to do her events and things, is to just do them at libraries. And I'm familiar with that because as she already knows, over the past several years, ever since Pluto's been a Capricorn, my social life has been non to existent. So basically, I just always had went to the library because I just really couldn't afford to do anything else at that time, or just didn't have anything else going on because I was on a bad planetary line. So libraries would be the thing. Now, once she establishes herself and really like grows and amass a large audience, then we can start moving to the restaurants and the lounges and the hotels that have event halls and auditoriums and things, and start charging people like $5 a ticket or $10 a ticket to get in. But that's after we just go the most effective route and just do it for free at the libraries in like one of those rooms, those media rooms that they have. Okay, so that goes to number three, the lead generation events, 2 times a month. That ties into number two about, holding, those events at those specific places. So then go back to number one, the Meet My Star Match by Marley. Marley has a company, a consulting company that she stated. Let me see. She said Marley has a talent agency rather that she has. And for this particular thing, once Apollonia is established and once we build her up, from what I was explaining previously and the points of number two and number three, then we can start having mixers, as she said. 60 singles is what she said she wanted. For people who are heterosexual or straight, it would be 30 men and 30 women. For gay people or homosexual people, it would be 60 women all and then all 60 men. So as I was thinking about it, excuse me, the matches for me, I would recommend for us to start looking at matches of people between the ages of 25 and 75. And I say that because by 25, people are about to enter their Saturn returns, and they are really getting serious about their life because Saturn is about to smack them and really make them wake up. So I say we begin at age 25 and then just go all the way up to 75, because the dynamics of of older people would be much different than the younger people. For example, now we could have it broken up where we have like people that are between the ages of 25 and maybe I would say 45-ish, something like that. And then we could have people who were like 45 to 75. Just have those mixers broken up into those two age barriers ranges, separately. That way it'll be realistic and it'll give people like, authentic vibe of like, okay, we're not having no 75-year-old try to holler at a 25-year-old. That's just not going to happen. But that's just my idea for that. But as we talk more about it and as more people come on board, I'm sure we'll have some new, fresher ideas about how to do that. But lastly, after we do all of that and have her whole package put together of her social media platforms and content, her brand identity and awareness, and who she is in the community, then lastly, we can start making it possible for her to be marketed, because by then other people will have caught on already to who Apollonia is. Whether they see her from LinkedIn with her reels, her highlight reels, or hear about her and know about her from a friend or a family member or people in the community. Consulting work that she's done for like important people, like a CEO of a company, or maybe like a president of a company or something, or even just through by word of mouth. Because another thing I learned through one of my friends, close friends, is that word of mouth never goes out of style. See, people so many times nowadays are so focused on the metaverse or social media marketing, they forget that it's that word of mouth, face to face, interaction that really gets you the job or lands you the opportunity. So when all that is established and done, that's when I see it being so much easier for Apollonia to become a consultant for these large corporations and companies who will seek her out because her reputation will have been so positive and established and put up there in the highest regard and level, where they'll be like, okay, we need somebody who knows about the stars and who can forecast our financial goals and company goals and things like that. So that's where I see this ending up, and this is where I see Apollonia ending up, is just consulting full time for the remainder of her lifetime and experience here, when we have everything else established and the groundwork laid. So that's all I have for everything. And I hope that this wasn't a boring presentation. I tried to make it as quick as possible and to highlight the main points so that we can just know, okay, this is going to be simple. This is going to be easy. And all we have to do is just focus on our strengths to make sure that she has all of her ducks in a row and have everything established. So, until we talk next time and until we gain more people to join the team, I hope that this has been a good presentation and gives everyone a good idea of what we can do. So, until we speak again, everyone have a great day, and we'll be talking to you soon. All right, bye bye.